For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that, with what we were given, comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
Good evening and welcome to the final game for today at the 2018 NCAA Division III Mid-Atlantic Regional. It's lucky game number 13. It's an elimination game. We have Virginia Wesleyan playing as the home team against Misericordia. This is a rematch actually of game one, so 12 games later we're right back to where we started.
That's right.
Virginia Wesleyan won today, 9-6. About an hour ago that game was completed. They knocked off top-seeded Rowan, sent the Profs, ranked number 2 in the country, home. Misericordia suffered their first loss of this tournament in the day's first game. Babson now in the driver's seat. They only play once today. They're waiting to see who they get tomorrow out of the winner of this game. Winner goes on to tomorrow to the championship round. Loser goes home.
That's right, and Kenny Drema leading off here for Misericordia. Now 1-2 count to him. They are facing Nick Bay today for Virginia Wesleyan.
Pitch from Bay, swung on, ground ball, out to shortstop. Koosmal across the diamond, makes easy work of that one. Koosmal had a great game defensively in the last one.
Nick Bay coming into today's game with a 3-3 record. This is his 7th start, his 16th appearance. 6.15 ERA, 33 2/3 innings, 21 walks, 23 strikeouts. Misericordia won the first game between these two teams a few days ago, winning 4-1. Scored a run in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, as well as the 8th innings. Wesleyan got a run back in the 9th, but it was not enough. Wesleyan not getting their first hit till late in the game. Latte grounds one out. Long throw there for Koosmal. Back-to-back plays, 6-3, 2 away quickly here in the top of the first.
We'll bring up Tyler Hosefel. He's hitting third. Quick run through the rest of the Misericordia lineup. Of course, Jerema and Abate have already hit. Now we have Hosefel. Cleanup is the second baseman, Alec Iorato. 5th, the right fielder, number 17, Steve Wisensee. In the 6th hole, the DH, number 24, Santo Ginta. Connor Smith, the catcher, bats 7th. He's number 2. In the 8th hole, the left fielder, number 14, Sean Lyons. And the shortstop, number 9, Sean Boylan, bats 9th. One and 0 the count right now on Hosefel. He shows bunt, takes strike 1. The defense for Virginia Wesleyan, and if you watch the last game, this will sound familiar. First base Fallon, second base King, Koosmal at short, Obenauer at third, Sprouse doing the catching as Hosefel fouls one away. And then in the outfield, left to right, Clark, Hammond, Neese. Only difference for Virginia Wesleyan, the pitcher.
3 batters in. Nick Bay looks good so far. Firing away here, challenging these Misericordia hitters. They've been late on a lot of the pitches as he pops one up here.
Looks like Koosmal at the bag at second. Cuts in front of King, puts it away. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. We'll be back with Virginia Wesleyan at the plate in the bottom half. back now with the bottom half of the first inning. Brandon Kusmal to lead it off. Kusmal, the shortstop. He'll be joined in the lineup. Corey King, the second baseman. He'll hit second. Randy Neese hits third in right field, number 13. The cleanup hitter's number 27, the DH, Jacob Pilarski. Zach Clark will hit fifth and play left field. Brady Fallon at first. He'll hit sixth. Austin Obenauer at third again in the 7-hole. Jordan Sprouse in the 8th spot and catching, and in center field and batting ninth, Dion Hammond. Kusmal hits that one high out in the air to center field, and Abate takes one or two steps, doesn't have to move much to put that one away, and that'll bring up King.
Yeah, this Virginia Wesleyan lineup will be facing Tom Jacob. He's 6-2 this season. This is his 9th start of the year. He has one complete game. 42 1/3 innings, 3.40 ERA, 23 strikeouts, 23 walks. Batters hitting .230 against him this season.
The defense for Misericordia, again, this will sound very familiar. Holzefeld, Iorado, Jarema, and Boylan, first, second, third, short. Then left to right across the outfield, Lyons, Abate, Wisensee, Smith doing the catching. Smith drove in 4 runs, the Misericordia catcher. Not enough against Babson. King hits one hard and high down the line and left, but that's going to get foul. That would have been trouble if it stayed fair.
Turned on that pitch on the inside corner there at his knees. Drove that down the left field line, but certainly foul down there. There's not a ton of room, but a foul ball just to the left of the foul ball here. It's just 300 down that line. You got to deal with that wall out there, the York County Green Monster, as it were.
I think the official name is the Arch Nemesis.
Really?
Yes, because Arch Street runs right behind it.
It's terrific.
Yeah.
It's excellent. I like, see. These are great tidbits in Game 13 of this long weekend.
It only took me about 9 games to remember that,
That's
and
all
I
right.
never thought to ask anybody either.
15. Great pitch there from Jacob.
I knew from last year's regional it had a name, and it was killing me on the first day. Then by the second day, it's kind of like, well, it's the big wall out there.
It's great. It's a nice arch there on that curveball from Jacob there. That started at King's chest and dropped to his knees across his plate for a called third strike.
Neese the batter now. He homered in the first inning of the last game. Drove in, obviously, the first run for Virginia Wesleyan with that shot.
I'm not sure who you'd rather be here in this situation. Misericordia lost its first game of the tournament this morning, but got some rest before this game, whereas Virginia Wesleyan just is coming off a victory, but literally just played within the hour or so. So, again, I'm not sure which team you want to be, to have the rest or to just keep going.
Neese gets into one. That's into left center field, way back on the track. Abate just in front of the wall. Neese almost with his first inning home run of the day, but just needed 5 more feet. We go scoreless here into the top of the second. NCAA Mid-Atlantic Regional at Peoples Bank Park.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Top of the second, Alec Iarato will lead things off for Misericordia. That one hit hard on the ground down the first baseline. That's going to rattle around in the corner, and Iarato will rumble into second with a stand-up double.
Nice piece of hitting there. Late on the swing, but able to push it right over top of the bag and rolls the whole way to the corner. The ballpark here jets out a little bit, but able to get around that and down into the corner, and a leadoff double for Iarato.
And that'll bring up Steve Wisensee. Wisensee earlier today went 2 for 5 against Babson. One of those 2 hits was a double. And they were his first hits of the tournament.
Yeah, a bit of a rough tournament there before first game today, coming off being the Mac Freedom tournament MVP. Swings away that one right over our heads. The third baseman, Obenauer, as well as Fallon at first, were in on the infield grass. Obenauer still is, just in case of a bunt opportunity that may have pushed them back a step or two. The free swinging there from Wisensee, 1-1.
The pitch from Bay swung on and makes his third base coach jump out of the way.
Good moves there.
That one upstairs.
Misericordia trying to manufacture a run here in the first is what they did the first time these two teams met to lead off this tournament. Scored a single run in 4 different innings, did Misericordia.
Up high again. Three and 2, full count. Iarato out at second after a leadoff double. Fouled straight back into the screen.
Another good cut there by Wisensee on that pitch. Seems like he's seen the ball better after that 2 for 5 game this morning.
The 3-2 swung on, and that'll be a single over the right side of the infield. They're waving the runner home. Here comes Iarato, the tag, too late. Iarato comes home on the single by Wisensee, and Misericordia strikes first, 1-0 Cougars.
Drove that ball nicely to right field, and a good job by Iarato to come in and get around that tag. And like we said, Misericordia able to get an early run here, and this was the formula they used a few days ago to defeat Virginia Wesleyan. Still nobody out in the inning.
Bring up Santo Ginta. He takes strike 1. Ginta 1 for 4 earlier today in the loss to Babson.
Ginta was also 1 for 4 in the victory of Virginia Wesleyan on Thursday.
The pitch bunted. Catcher Sprouse out. He'll throw out Ginta at first. Both the sacrifices successful. Wisensee over to second. Connor Smith, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs in the opener. Responsible for all but one of Misericordia's 5 runs in that 7-5 loss.
He had a good game against the Marlins. The first time these two teams met as well was 1 for 3. Also drew 2 walks, scored 2 runs.
Bay gives a look at the runner at second. That one gets away. Throw down by Sprouse, not in time. Wild pitch there by Bay. Moves Wisensee down to third here with 1 out.
A big decision there for Wisensee as he elected to take off and no hesitation and under the throw. Good job by him for a heads-up play to advance and now can score on a sac fly.
Here comes the squeeze. The bunt laid down by Smith. Bay has no choice but to go to first. Perfectly executed suicide squeeze there. That'll get Misericordia another run. It's now 2-0 Cougars.
Watched Wisensee the entire time, and he was almost back by the third base coach box there. And as Bay was winding up, he came in towards the line and just took off. And so, again, like you said, perfectly executed and 2-0.
Now Sean Lyons will bat. 2 out, nobody on. 2 runs in for Misericordia this inning. There's a bouncing ball through the right side of the infield and a 2-out single for Lyons.
As Nice able to try and throw behind Lyons there to first, but able to dive back in as Fallon applies the tag. We saw that work a few games ago where the catcher came and covered first base. They were able to pick the runner off that way, but sliding back in as Lyons after a nice piece of hitting through the right side.
Sean Boylan steps in. Boylan 2 for 4 earlier today. The pickoff move. Bay throws over again, no tag. And again, and that throw gets away, but not far enough for Lyons to think about it.
Certainly a lot of attention paid to Lyons over there with 2 outs in the inning. You almost feel like you want to get out of the inning and be done with it after giving up 2 runs and 3 hits so far.
Upstairs to Boylan, 1-0. Fouled off.
Boylan looking down to the third base side to get a sign from the third base coach. Lyons with a good lead off of first.
Upstairs, out of the reach of the catcher, Sprouse. And around into second goes Sean Lyons. That one got away from Bay. Wild pitch. Just out of the reach of Sprouse. He couldn't get up there to get that. And with 2 outs, it moves the runner into scoring position. 2-1 the count on Boylan. Good hitters count, probably might just take after that wild pitch, and he does for ball 3.
A little trouble for Bay here, finding the zone. And when he has, Misericordia has been able to put some good piece of hitting together. A couple players this inning for 3 hits and the 2 early runs.
And that's outside, first and second now. Boylan draws a 2-out walk. And that'll turn the lineup over. Jarema, the third baseman. Grounded out his first time up. High and inside for ball 1. Swung on and hit hard into right field. That's going to one-hop up to Neese. And an RBI single for Jarema. Lyons comes home, Boylan to third.
Able to take that pitch and drive it into right field, and nothing else for Neese to do. Fire back into second. Now with runners on the corners, you have the 2 outs as the catcher Burkhardt giving the sign here, depending on what Jarema wants to do off of first. Virginia Wesleyan able to put Rowan in a big hole a game ago with a big inning, and in trouble of falling victim to that here in the final game of Sunday.
Abate grounded out his first time up. A couple of pitchers scrambled down to the Virginia Wesleyan bullpen after Jarema's single.
And this being an elimination game, you think that, anybody who's ready or anybody kind of who wants to should head down there and be able to pitch this afternoon or this evening.
Abate swings, lifts this one over the infield. That's going to fall near the right field line. Abate around first. He's running for second. Overslides the bag. He was safe initially, but overslides the bag and gets tagged out. The run will count. So 2 runs score on that. The umpire pointed at home plate, so the run by Jarema will count. So it's 4-0 after Misericordia scores 4 times in the second inning. Pilarski here to lead it off for Virginia Wesleyan. He went 2 for 5 earlier today against Rowan. Drove in a run. And that last play for Misericordia, Boylan scored. It was Jarema who stopped at third as Pilarski grounds one out to short. So it was Boylan who scored the 4th run.
That was a good piece of hitting there by Abate to end that inning. Hand just came off the bag there at second base, but he couldn't drop a ball or throw one there better than he hit that ball, able to drop in and score that 4th run.
Zach Clark will step in, 0 for 5 last game, 2 strikeouts. Only position player for Virginia Wesleyan not to get a hit in the win over Rowan. 13 hits for the Marlins in the game. He pops this one high in the air. The second baseman, Iarato, calls off Wisensee and puts it away in short right field. 2 down. Tom Jacob. Doing a good job here against this Virginia Wesleyan offense that put up 9 runs just a couple hours ago here in the early going. And Brady Fallon lays down a bunt, fouls it off.
Good idea with Jarema back in his normal third base position. Try to catch them sleeping and get a 2-out base runner, just foul.
Ground ball out to second base. Iarato throws out Fallon. 3 up, 3 down for Jacob. We'll head to the Virginia Wesleyan at bat next after this.
It's on us. It's on all of us. And it's time to act now.
It's on us to start the change. It's on us to be the change. It's on us. It's on Division III. It's on all of us to stop sexual assault.
Holzefeld set to lead it off here for Virginia Wesleyan. Top of the third. Excuse me, he's leading it off for Misericordia. Ground ball out to first base. Scooped up by Fallon, takes it to the bag himself. Iarato will come up now for the Cougars.
I think if you're Virginia Wesleyan, this is one of those innings where you want to make quick work of the Misericordia batters and get back up to bat, and you start chip away at this this deficit here. Misericordia, meanwhile, you want to get back up there and let's get 4 more and see, one of those mentalities of trying to end it early on here. So 2 teams with very different mentalities here in the top of the third already.
Swung on and lifted into the air. out into the outfield, and Nice will put it away, sprinting in towards second base. Number 17, Steve Wisensee steps up.
Decent amount of cloud cover here now at People's Bank Park. I quickly walked out to right field in between the games as we had a couple of players battle the sun a game ago, and actually one dropped in, and the final out of the game ago with Rowan and Virginia Wesleyan, the right fielder Nice sort of stuck his glove out and was very surprised that the ball found its way in for the final out. But it certainly was very sunny, and it's weird we have these dark green seats here at the ballpark and a lot of darker scoreboards too, and it's hard with the sun out to use the light with all the dark underneath your vision. So.
That pitch taken for a strike, 2-1. Three and one. Wisensee takes a strike. Count goes full. Three-two from Bay. Grounded out to second base. King slides, throws from his knees.
Nice play.
Pretty play. That retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back at the Mid-Atlantic Regional at People's Bank Park after this. Austin Obenauer will lead it off for Virginia Wesleyan here in the bottom half of the third inning. Obenauer homered last game. Went 2 for 4 with that solo home run. And he hits one high in the air out to left field. But on the warning track, that one is put away as Lyons makes the catch.
Good drive into that one. Moving Lyons over the whole couple steps onto the warning track, but like they say, warning track power.
Comes Jordan Sprouse. First pitch in there for a strike. Sprouse 1 for 3, walked, scored once, drove in a run. That was against the Profs. This is his first at-bat against the Cougars today. Here's the 2-1. And that is lifted high and foul and out of play. pitch from Jacob swung on and chopped foul. Pitch from Jacob, hard grounder over to third, and the play is made by Jarema.
Good strong throw there by Jarema. And get Burkhart racing down the line.
This will bring up Dion Hammond. Hammond went 1 for 3 with a walk and scored twice against Rowan.
Nice cut there by Hammond on that pitch from Jacob.
On the inside corner for a strike. Looked like Hammond disagreed. Upstairs. The 1-2 is a ball, 2-2. Out and away from Jacob. Hammond takes ball 3.
Good job by Hammond here to take 3 straight balls and not chase anything he doesn't like. Good discipline here at the plate.
Way outside, and Dion Hammond is aboard with a 2-out walk. Koosmal up. Wouldn't surprise me if Hammond tries to run here. One of the better base stealers on the Marlins. That one's over, 0-1.
Nice curve ball there from Jacob. Starting Kuzmal off.
Koosmal with a hard ground ball, diving stop by the second baseman Iarado. But the ball just rolls over to shortstop. Will be an infield single for Koosmal.
Good job by Iarado to get over there. Just couldn't get it into his glove to pitch over to Boylan there at short. So first and second here for Corey King, and a little life here for Virginia Wesleyan in the bottom of the third.
King struck out his first time up. Swinging a hard ground ball through the middle. This will be a single. Hammond around third. Here goes the throw to third to get the trail runner Koosmal. He's safe. And King takes second on the throw. RBI single for Corey King.
Another ball driven right back through the middle. And good job by King to round first there and take second base on the throw to third. And again, chipping away here is Virginia Wesleyan, 4-1.
Randy Neese hit a long fly ball in his at-bat in the first inning. Homered in the game earlier today. And hits one hard into center field. Coming in and then going back was the center fielder, Abate, and he puts that one away for the third out. So Virginia Wesleyan gets one back. They trail Misericordia 4-1 as we head to the top of the fourth. And we're back into, we'll lead it off. He bunted his first time up, a sacrifice. Facing Nick Bay. That one's over for a strike. The 1-2 pitch. Low, ball 2. Inside, full count.
Look, a pretty good pitch there by Bay, just off the inside part of the plate.
Hard ground ball, diving, stopped by Kusmal.
Wow.
And throws a strike over to first. All day, Kusmal has just played excellent defense for the Marlins.
That's some Ozzie Smith stuff right there. Diving over to his left and popping right up and making that play. That's terrific.
Brings up Connor Smith. Smith also a sac bunt. His was the suicide squeeze. He hits this one out on the ground to Kusmal. Kicked off the heel of Kusmal's glove. He caught it barehanded and threw it across. Throw not in time. Didn't really have time to get a good grip on it after it popped off the heel of his glove.
Give credit to Connor Smith there, too. Speedy catcher is not usually a term used that often in baseball, but that was a hard-hit ball, and he hustled the whole way down. And like you said, a good play by Kusmal there. The throw bounced once, but a good job by Smith to get down the line.
Infield single for Smith. Kusmal had to go an awful long way for that, and it was to the backhand side.
Yep.
There goes Smith, hit and run. King, a great play. King racing to the bag at second because of the hit and run. The runner from first going to second. King starts running that way to cover the bag. Ball hit behind him. He stops, takes a step back, gets it to second. Kusmal with the relay. 4-6-3. Fantastic play out there by the Virginia Wesleyan defense.
We'll go ahead and fire that up to Bristol for tonight's Sports Center. That's how you do it there. Unbelievable play there at second base by King, and the flip to Kusmal, who catches it on a hop like the first baseman does, steps on the bag, fires it to first. Unbelievable play to end the fourth, excuse me.
We'll head to the bottom half. Misericordia 4, Virginia Wesleyan 1. Pilarski will lead it off here in the bottom half of the fourth for Virginia Wesleyan. Jacob Tom, his pitch. Ground ball out to third base. And that one skips past Jerema. That ground ball kind of ate up the third baseman there. It's going to be an E5. Kind of got himself caught between hops and got 5 hold.
A tough play there, but Virginia Wesleyan off that unbelievable defensive play to end the top half of the fourth, looking to make the bottom half of the fourth a solid inning for them as well.
Zach Clark, 0 for 1. Popped up. Pitch from Jacob. Hit high in the air down the left field line.
Oh. Wow.
And that is over the arch nemesis.
Hits the top of the nemesis and bounces over then. Wow. So I feel confident saying he hit that 300 feet. Hit the top of the wall, 300 feet down the line, and bounces up and over the wall. And the Marlins right back in this ballgame.
2-run shot there by Clark. That drives in Pilarski. And now it's 4-3. 1-run game. 3rd home run of the season for Zach Clark. Brady Fallon takes one low and away. So the error over at third, costly. And here's one hit high in the air to left field. That's way back. And that's gone. Back-to-back home runs for the Marlins. This game is tied up. Brady Fallon hits one. Fallon's 4th of the year. The Marlins come out of the dugout. They're fired up, back-to-back home runs.
Like we said, Virginia Wesleyan, not that the defense hit those 2 home runs, but you could almost sense the momentum shifting that direction, and they have taken advantage here. 3 batters all reaching base, last 2 via the home run as they circle the bases, and it's 4-4.
Now Austin Obenauer, he has a home run today. Hit in the first game. He flew out his first time up. Pitch from Jacob. Ground ball out to third, Jarema. Throws across, and there's the first out. That might settle Tom Jacob down a little bit here. Gave up back-to-back home runs, and then you get Obenauer goes after an 0-1 pitch so early in the count. And just hits a ground ball out to third.
And I wonder if these Marlin hitters haven't seen something from Jacob that they are recognizing as they're turning on these pitches really, really quickly. Those 2 home runs up and over the wall there in left field, and that one ground out to Jarema, and the first one got past him. So all 3 balls hit to the left side so far this inning.
1-1 the count on Jordan Sprouse. Sprouse grounded out his first time up. Inside corner, strike 2. Hit hard again to the left side. One hops up to Lyons, the left fielder, and Jordan Sprouse is aboard with a single. Like you said, Zach, they're just kind of teeing off and getting around on all these pitches.
Again, I'm not sure if that's Jacob leaving them on the inside part of the plate or them recognizing that they can get ahead of this, get ahead of the pitch and drive it that way. Nothing going on down in the Misericordia bullpen. I think they have to start having that conversation here pretty soon with 3 runs in the inning and just 1 out.
Dion Hammond steps in. He swings away and fouls it off. Hammond walked his first time up. High pop foul, drifting back over the Virginia Wesleyan dugout, and ooh, one of the Virginia Wesleyan players jumped up to catch it when it popped back into the dugout, and his feet came out from under him. I think, though, the only thing he injured was his pride.
Seems to be okay. It's going to be a lot of verbal abuse he's going to take from his teammates there after that attempt. That seems like some good hotel room banter for later in the evening.
Yeah, he's going to have a long evening. That one gets away. Sprouse sticks around at first base. Check swing, that one in the dirt. Smith keeps it in front, no movement. So we've got a 2-2 count now on Dion Hammond. Swung on and grounded foul. Hammond just trying to stay alive with that swing. Fouled back into the screen.
Really good at bat here by Hammond.
That one just missed. 3-2.
That's a tough pitch to take, 2-2.
Popped up. Holzefeld calls for it in foul territory and puts that away. Second out.
Good job by Jacob there to bear down and take on Hammond there, and wins that battle and gets him to pop up. After so many balls getting hit to the left side, Hammond really didn't have a chance to turn his wrist over and pull any of those pitches. Kept on the outside part of the plate, gets him to pop up in foul territory to the first baseman Holzefeld.
Koosmal up now. 1 for 2. He's flied out and singled. It's in there for a strike from Tom Jacob. Swung on and a hard ground ball out there to Jerema. He goes the short way to second. Fielder's choice will end the inning. But Virginia Wesleyan plates 3, the big back-to-back home runs by Clark and Fallon, leveling this game at 4-4. We'll head to the top of the 5th here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional here at Peoples Bank Park.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III in athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Sean Boylan will lead it off. 9-1-2 due up this inning for Misericordia. We're all knotted at 4. An elimination game. Game 13 of the 2018 NCAA Division III Mid-Atlantic Regional here at Peoples Bank Park in York, Pennsylvania, home of the York Revolution. Tried to do that with no commas.
It's pretty good.
There's a strike looking. 1-1 the count. Bay. Oh, that hits Sean Boylan. Up in the shoulder of the head, not sure where it got him once he started to turn. But Boylan's okay. He jogs down to first. Leadoff man aboard for Misericordia. Kenny Jarema. That's low. Grounded out to second base. King can't quite get it. He lost his footing too, and now the runner on. Get a runner move over to third. And then a wild throw by King. Boylan took advantage of King, kind of stood up, wasn't quite sure, I don't think, where the ball was. And was just standing a few feet away from it, and all of a sudden Boylan took off to third. King located the ball, then fired a throw high, but I think it hit off the wall and bounced back pretty quick. So the only additional advancement was Jarema moving to second on the wild throw, but that could be the rare double error.
And a tough play there. I think King, after the great defensive play in the fourth, thought maybe they could try it again, and I think he wanted to flip it to second, but the runner Boylan was already past him. That was going to be a tough play. Probably should have just gone to first base with it, but already kind of committed there. The ball went off of his glove, got away, kind of frustrated with himself, and maybe momentarily forgot that it was in play, and the runner, Boylan, heads up there, going to third, and then, that, like you said, that third sort of sailed on him there, and head coach there from Virginia Wesleyan just walking out, and you could almost see him telling everyone to just calm down. It's for, it's just everybody stay calm, we're fine, and sort of reset here.
They did rule that the throw went out of play.
Yes.
So Boylan scores there. It's 5-4. Jarema gets third. So that was a double error right there, once on the defensive play and once on the throw.
And so you can't really fault him there. He's trying to make a play, but at the same time, that's a tough one there. I thought it did go out of play to begin with as well, and they, advancing the runners there to their bag. So tough spot now. Nobody out and a runner on third, already a run in.
There's a strike. 2-1 the count on Parker Abate. It did come back into the field of play, so I'm not sure. Maybe it hit off a chair in the first row.
There's also there's not a lot of people sitting down the foul lines, but there are people right there. It could have hit off one of them if they were reaching out. I'm not sure.
Okay. Three and one on Abate. Nick Bay. Upstairs, and there's a walk. That'll put runners on the corners. Misericordia here leading by one.
Action in both bullpens right now. Virginia Wesleyan, I believe they just gave the sign that whoever is pitching down there in the bullpen we can't see, as we've said before, looks like they gave the sign that he's ready. So we'll see. This could be the last batter that Bay gets to face.
Holzefeld 0 for 2 today. He steps in, popped up, grounded out. Runner on first goes, throw up, pump fake by the catcher, Sprouse. That was going to be that runner on first takes off when the throw goes down, the runner on third takes home. So Sprouse decided to just pump fake, see if he could get Jerema to bite and start coming home, get him in a rundown.
Holzefeld also had his bat out there, like maybe they were thinking about a suicide squeeze, and there's not a lot of harm done if the runner from first takes off. It was almost like a anticipated suicide squeeze, perhaps. The runner on third there, Jerema, did take a few steps when he noticed that Holzefeld was pulling that bat back. He went back as Abate swiped second.
Want to know the count on Holzefeld? Swung on and hit hard but foul down the right field line. 1-1. Holzefeld checks up his swing. Popped foul back this way. 2-2. Low. 3-2. Full count now on Holzefeld. Hard line drive. That's going to roll down towards the corner. One run is in. Here comes a second run. And Holzefeld slides headfirst into second with a double. Fallon was playing in at the edge of the grass and had no chance at that.
Looped right over top of his glove, rolls the whole way down to the wall. Nice piece of hitting from Holzefeld. And this is the exact type of hitting that Misericordia wanted after giving up the 3 runs in the bottom of the fourth. To get a tie game 4-4, they've answered with 3 straight and now lead 7-4, and that's going to be it for Nick Bay.
So we'll have a pitching change. We'll be back in a moment. Misericordia leading Virginia Wesleyan 7-4 and looking for more. top 5 will be Alec Iarato to lead off here. Well, to continue for Misericordia. Just had a pitching change. It's Doug Avery, the new pitcher. And the first pitch he throws, a comebacker. 1 to 6 to 5. Oh, they don't get anybody. They get no one. Comebacker to Avery. They get the runner on second. Holzefeld in a rundown. And they end up getting no one. And now there's runners on second and third. It looked like Avery was going to come in and kind of put an end to the threat. Maybe a guy on first, but they get the lead runner out. And instead now it's second and third. Still nobody out.
And I'm not sure who had the better piece of running there, whether it be Holzefeld to work through that rundown and slide in and kind of roll over to the bag, or Iarato, who got to second base somehow. So, again, like you said, 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out, and now the infield on the grass here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a rundown there.
Right.
You know, there were only 1 or 2 throws. So for Iarato to get all the way from the batter's box around to second, that's crazy. Wisensee, the batter, 1 for 2 today. Singled his first time up, then grounded out. Popped up, second base, Corey King puts it away. 1 away. First out of the inning.
That's a big pitch and the big out there for Avery there to get a pop-up on the infield so nobody can advance. Good job there.
Brings up Santo Ginta, 0 for 1 today. Sack bunt and a ground out. Pitch from Avery. Missed upstairs, 1-0. Two and 0 now the count. Swung on and fouled away. That one misses away. Ginta ahead 3-1 here against Doug Avery. Runners on second and third. 3 runs already across this half inning. Just 1 out. Pitch to Ginta. Swing and a long drive out to left field. Off the arch nemesis. 1 run will come home. They're waving another one in. And Ginta will stand up at second with a double. 2 RBIs come in on the play. 9-4. A 5-run 5th.
That's one of those hard shots to left field that you're very happy that wall is as high as it is, because that's out of a lot of ballparks. That hit well over the Wellspan Health sign there off the wall there in left field. And like we talked about already, Misericordia, another big inning here. A good response to giving up 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th.
Connor Smith at bat. He's 1 for 1. Sacrificed his first time up. Singled in his last at bat. On the corner for strike 1. 1-1 pitch from Avery, down in the dirt, blocked by Sprouse. Check swing there by Smith. That one's out wide. This will be the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and hit hard right at Kusmal, the shortstop. Good base running by Ginta. Picked that up pretty quickly off the bat. That was going to go right at Kusmal. It was hit hard enough you could have seen a base runner taking one too many steps off the bag.
We've seen that a couple of times this weekend already where over-anxious base runner gets doubled off. So, yeah, good job there by the base runner. Ginta to head right back to the bag and looked at the whole way towards Kusmal.
Sean Lyons comes up. He's got a single and a ground out, 1 for 2. 2 away, runner on second. 5 runs across here in the 5th. For Misericordia, it's 9-4. The Cougars lead the Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan. That's out wide. Well, we can close the book on Bay. He went 4 innings, 8 runs, 6 earned, 7 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Pair of wild pitches. The 3-0 hit high in the air. Out to left center. And it'll be Dean Hammond over to put that one away. And that's the 3rd out. Came into the inning tied 4-4. Misericordia scores 5 in the top of the 5th. We'll head to the bottom half. Virginia Wesleyan looking to answer here at the 2018 Mid-Atlantic Regional. Corey King will lead it off here in the bottom half of the 5th inning for Virginia Wesleyan. Fouls the first one back into the screen. So in that last half inning, it was 5 runs on just 2 hits and a pair of errors. Misericordia appearing to break this one open. But still plenty of time left for Virginia Wesleyan. Popped up into foul territory. Holzafell And he stumbles
Nice play.
over the chairs in the Virginia Wesleyan bullpen. Holds on to the ball, so there's the first out. Nice play by Holzefeld.
Backtracking there, got to the, the dirt there on the right side, right in front of the tarp and the chairs and the bullpen, and made the catch and backed up a bit, hopped over a chair, and sort of leaned into the stands a bit. Good job there to track that ball the whole way.
Here comes Randy Neese. Neese 0 for 2 in this one. Flew out twice. Shows bunt there, strike one. Hit hard. One hop out to Iorado, threw over to first. 2 away. Now Tom Jacob will meet up with Jacob Pilarski. Pilarski 0 for 2. Grounded out, reached on an error and scored. Big cut on that one. High fastball, and Pilarski wanted it, but he couldn't catch up to it. Jacob gets that off-speed pitch in.
It's a pretty devastating pitch right after blowing one by him there. Would have been a 15-mile-an-hour difference between those two pitches.
Swinging a hard line
nice
drive.
Play.
Jarema lays out and puts it away for the third out. Great play down there. That was a double all the way if Jarema doesn't come up with that. Great play defensively. Misericordia 3 up, 3 down for Tom Jacob there. Now the Cougars will bat in the top of the 6th.
This is our It's On Us pledge. It's on us to make a personal commitment to help keep all people safe from sexual assault, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Not to be bystanders to the problem, but to be leaders of the solution. We invite you to join us in this campaign by informing your campuses about the It's On Us mission.
Sean Boylan will lead it off here for Misericordia. Chops the first pitch over towards the Misericordia dugout. Cougars in front, 9-4 over the Marlins. Elimination game. This is game number 13 here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional. The winner survives to play tomorrow against second-seeded Babson. Babson does not have a loss yet. They're the only team unblemished. Pitch from Avery, low and away. So whoever wins this one would need to beat Babson twice tomorrow to win the regional. Chop foul. The loser of this game, their season ends, will be the second loss. Chopped over Avery. Kusmal comes across. Can't quite get to that one. Boylan aboard to lead off the inning. They'll bring up Jarema. He ended the last half inning with a fantastic diving play out at third. Diving to his right towards the third base bag. Taking a surefire double away from Pilarski. Boylan reaches on the air by Koosmal to start the inning. That one's low. That's in there for strike one, 2-1. Pickoff throw there by Avery. Boylan gets back in a little closer than he probably would have liked it to be. That's in there. 2-2 now the count. Ball three, full count now on Jarema.
I think we're back to thinking the same things we thought a few innings ago, where can Misericordia get a few more across here and really expand that lead, or can the Marlins get back to the plate and start chipping back away at that deficit that they have?
Yeah, Misericordia, if they can keep the pressure on here, keep adding a couple more runs, it's just going to make it really difficult. Runner going on that one. Line drive over the shortstop, and Boylan will motor into third base on a single by Jarema.
That's about as picture perfect of a hit and run as you can possibly have. Up and over into the opposite field, taking that pitch with him. Kuzma, who else, almost able to leap up and get to that one. If you can get it up over his glove on a day like today where he's made so many terrific plays, you've certainly done your job. And now runners on the corners with nobody out, and Misericordia in business here to expand their lead.
Parker Abate's grounded out, singled, and walked. Comes up now, runners on the corners, nobody out. And Abate shows bunt, pulls it back. So it'll be a stolen base for Jarema. Runners on second and third.
About an instant replay from last inning where they thought about that suicide squeeze potentially with both runners, but if the pitch isn't there, pull it back, and if nothing else, stolen base into second. Two runners in scoring position, nobody out in the infield on the infield grass here for the Marlins.
Bate takes strike one, 1-1. That's in there for a strike. A ball from the Virginia Wesleyan bullpen rolls out. Time called till they retrieve it. That's hit hard, but it's going to be well foul down the left field line.
Good poke there down the left field line, just hooked foul. But again, we've seen both teams be able to turn some of these pitchers over and driving down the left field line today.
Count is 1-2 on Abate. Avery misses. That'll be ball 2.
It's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes, but just off the plate, 4 ball.
Swinging a pop-up, that might stay fair. Browse back, can't get there. Wasn't popped very high, so not a lot of time for Browse to turn around, get the mask off, and track that thing.
A good effort there to get back and try to make that play. Also, Fallon coming in there from first base.
Abate holds up. That one leaves the zone, so 3-2. Full count, nobody out. Second and third. Pitch from Avery, high and tight. Ball 4. Brings up Holzefeld. Bases loaded, nobody out. Misericordia already with a 5-run cushion. Knocking on the door for a couple of more runs here. And here comes another ball down into foul territory. Out of that Virginia Wesleyan bullpen.
This has happened an awful lot during this tournament. It's amazing that they, and again, it's none of the team's fault, it's just how it's set up, that they don't throw it the other way, or, you know what, I don't even know, but it seems to be coming into play an awful lot.
There's been a few of those. Definitely probably more some games than others. And that pitch hits Holzefeld, so a base is loaded, hit batsman. Will bring home the 10th run of the day for the Cougars. First run of the inning here in the top of the 6th. And we're going to have a pitching change. The new pitcher might beat the Virginia Wesleyan coach to the mound. And so, after the pitching change, we'll be back. 10-4 currently. Misericordia over Virginia Wesleyan. The new pitcher for the Marlins is number 31, Adam Brooks.
Freshman, this is his 13th appearance. He's 0-1, 19 innings pitched, 13 walks, 11 strikeouts, 7.58 ERA for the Marlins.
And he comes in a big spot, nobody out, bases loaded. Misericordia's cleanup man, Alec Iorado, up.
He doubled in the second, scored, flew out to right in the third, reached on a fielder's choice, and came around to score last inning.
Iorado on the year, a .345 hitter, but just 28 at-bats. This is only his 10th game played.
We had that discussion on Thursday. I don't know that we ever got an answer about that. Biden coming back from an injury, perhaps.
Swung on and chopped inside the bag. The infield was in. And that'll bring home 2 runs.
One of those plays there where if the third baseman's at his regular spot, you're talking about a 5-3 infield putout. Infield's in. He just can't get over there. That's no fault of the third baseman Obenauer. It's just impossible to get over there, and perfectly placed ball at the infield in, and 2 more runs, and now a 12-4 lead for Misericordia.
You're playing in to cut off the runs. There's nothing wrong with that. Just bad luck that could have been a 5-3 double play.
Sure.
Catch it, step on the bag, throw across.
Sure.
It was right over there near the bag, but a slow chop down the third base line ends up being a 2-run single, and it's now 12-4, 2 RBIs for Iorado. Weisenzy ahead, 1-0, and he hits a hard ground ball out to Kusmal. And Kusmal gets the 6-3 double play there. Hard hit ground ball, kept it in front of him, picked it up, took it to the base, throws down to first for the second out.
If you're going to bobble it, there's no better way to bobble it than towards the bag, where you can pick it up and step a good throw, and another good defensive play by Kusmal. I think we say that about once every 2 innings or so. So a good job, and now a runner on third with 2 outs, and Virginia Wesleyan looking to get out of this inning without any more damage.
So that one gets away, but not far enough for the runner on third, Holzefeld, to think about trying to come home. Ginta at the plate, ahead, 1-0.
Misericordia very opportunistic here today. 4 runs in the second, 5 in the fifth, 3 here in the sixth.
Comebacker there to Brooks. He'll throw it over to first, and they get out of the inning. But Misericordia adds 3 more. It's now 12-4 Cougars. We'll head to the bottom half of the sixth. Marlins coming up to bat. An elimination game here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional at Peoples Bank Park. Zach Clark will lead it off here for Virginia Wesleyan. Bottom half of the sixth. Marlins find themselves in a Hole 12-4. They tied the game at 4-4 in part because of a home run by Clark a couple innings ago, the first of back-to-back home runs. But since then, a 5-run inning by the Cougars, followed up by another 3-spot. And we're currently at 12-4 as Clark takes one in there for a strike. 1-2 the count now. Way outside. It's ball 2. In the dirt, low and away. Full count.
Tough spot for the infielders here as they're still in the sun, whereas the entire the pitcher, the catcher, and batter all in the shade here, so I have to pick it up out of the shade.
High in the air, out to right field. Wisensee tracks it and puts it away. 1 down. Brady Fallon will step up. One for 2. Solo home run, the second of the back-to-back shots for Virginia Wesleyan in the 4th inning. Hard ground ball past Jurema at third base. Fallon rounds first hard, but a good play by Lyons to get over and cut that one off. Obenauer, the batter. 0 for 2. Did hit a home run in the first game of the day. Low and away. Grounded out his last time up in this game. That one's low. 3-0. Obenauer gets ahead in the count against Tom Jacob.
Marlins just looking for a run or two here in the inning just to break the streak by Misericordia, 8 straight runs, and again, get back into this game a bit. We're quickly into the bottom of the 6th. This game started at 5:10, so it's moving pretty good here. So all of a sudden you look up and you're running out of outs.
Swung on and hit high in the air. Out to right field. Wisensee gets under it, puts it away. And that'll be 2 down. Jordan Sprouse will step up. 1 for 2 today. Single in his last at-bat, also grounded out. Foul ball back into the screen. Time called to retrieve that last foul ball. That's low and away in the dirt. It gets away from Connor Smith. And that'll allow Fallon to move up to second. Wild pitch there by Tom Jacob. That one misses low. 2-1 the count. Hit high up in the air. Holzefeld tracking it in foul ground and puts it away. That's the third out. Virginia Wesleyan gets a runner on, but they'll leave him at second. We head to the top of the seventh. Misericordia 12, Virginia Wesleyan 4 here at Peoples Bank Park. Connor Smith will lead it off here for Misericordia. Top of the seventh. Goes after the first pitch, pops it up. And it's the catcher, Sprouse. He loses it. And heading into second is Connor Smith. He's safe. One was popped way up there. And Sprouse lost track of it at some point. So Connor Smith will be on second base here to lead off the inning for Misericordia.
It's a tough call for the score there. I think it's a double. I mean, no one touched it. It's the same thing that would happen on a fly ball to the outfield. So the shortest double in Mid-Atlantic regional history. I feel good about that one too.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough play. He kind of got turned around. He tried to spin around, and the catcher is facing everyone else, and he tried to kind of spin around as he was coming out to catch that, and
hung up there a long time. I don't want to pin that all on the catch. If you're the first baseman or the third baseman coming in, do you try to call him off there? It's a tough play. It's just a ball that has to be caught.
It is listed as a double to the catcher, so not a play you read about every day. 0-2.
15 years from now, I think that's off the wall somewhere, right? If you're going to explain that double.
Yeah,
okay, good. Just so we're.
Yeah, that's one of those the fish gets bigger stories. Yes. He hit this moonshot double off the top of the arch nemesis out there. And here's a little check swing, and they'll retire Sean Lyons. Adam Brooks off the mound to field that one, but the runner goes down to third. Smith.
And that's a strange one, too, the old 1-3 put out after you strike him out.
Yeah.
You get to throw him out at first, too, just in case.
Struck out swinging, out at first, catcher to pitcher to first base. Boylan, 0 for 1 in this game. He's walked and been hit by a pitch and reached on an error. Throw across by the third baseman. Sails wide and a little bit of a collision down there at first base with Boylan and Fallon's down. Obenauer fielded that, tried to tag Smith out at third. Smith got his foot back on the bag. He was safe. And Obenauer fired across to try to get Boylan out at first. The throw was to the home plate side of the bag, and Fallon and Boylan kind of collided a little bit there. Throw sailed wide, and Boylan ends up on second. Smith comes home.
That's a tough play there for Fallon. He's watching the ball come across from third and just gets drilled. Again, not on purpose, of course, but a very tough play. You can't even brace yourself for that one as the runner's coming down.
So Fallon's up. He looks like he's okay, and that's good. But 13-4 now as Misericordia pushes another run across. Top of the order now for the Cougars. Jurema, 2 for 4 in this one. Grounded out, singled, reached on an error, and singled. Pitch from Brooks, swung on and hit hard out to right field. That is hauled in by the right fielder, Neese. Great play as he ran towards the corner there. Pretty much exactly almost 325 feet from home plate, probably maybe 320.
And then able to make the throw and double off the runner at second base and the inning. Just what Virginia Wesleyan needs. Now they need to start chipping away here.
And they'll have their chance to do that as we head to the bottom half of the seventh. They trail 13-4 here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional at Peoples Bank Park. Dion Hammond leading it off here for Virginia Wesleyan, bottom of the seventh. Marlins trailing the Cougars 13-4. Hammond fouls that one off. This is an elimination game. Loser of this will have their season come to a close. The winner will head to tomorrow's championship round. They'll need to beat Babson twice. Babson undefeated here in this double elimination tournament. 0-2 on Hammond. Tom Jacob at just 85 pitches. That one's fouled away. Pitch from Jacob, hit hard on the ground out to shortstop. Boylan across, one away. Top of the order now, Brandon Koosmal. Koosmal's 1 for 3 in this game. Fly out, a single, and a fielder's choice. Upstairs for ball one. That's out wide. Right down the middle for a strike, 2-1. Pitch from Jacob, swung on, looped out to right field, and it hangs up long enough for Wisensee to get there and put it away.
Good play by Wisensee to sprint in right off the crack of the bat there, able to follow that the whole way. And for as much trouble as the right fielders were having a game ago out there with the sun, Wisensee has done great both on high fly balls and balls that are looping and dropping there in front of him. He's done a terrific job here in the late stage of the afternoon, early evening.
And here comes Corey King, 1 for 3. Fouls the first pitch off. He's struck out, singled, and popped up. And King is hit with the pitch. He'll jog down to first base. And that brings up Randy Neese. Neese hitless in this one. He's flown out twice and grounded out once. That's a ball wide. Swung on and fouled away. Jacob delivers. That one's over, a breaking ball.
Good pitch there.
1-2 now the count. Jacob working against Neese. Jacob will step off. Outside of the back-to-back home runs, obviously you can't forget about those happening, but
yep.
Jacob's only allowed 4 other hits besides those 2 home runs. That one bounces away. It was in the dirt. Throw down by Smith. That gets into center field, and now here goes King towards third. It'll be a wild pitch. And then a throwing error to get down to third. So 2 outs here in the 7th. Virginia Wesleyan with a runner on third base for Randy Neese. He's 2-2 in the count here against Tom Jacob. The pitch hit up in the air. Out to right field. Tracking it is Wisensee, and he puts it away short of the warning track for the third out. Virginia Wesleyan will leave 1 runner on base. We head to the top of the 8th. Misericordia 13, Virginia Wesleyan 4 at the Mid-Atlantic Regional.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
Top of the eighth, Parker Abate will lead off here for Misericordia. 2-3-4 due up in the order. 13-4 Cougars on top of the Marlins. Elimination game. Abate takes strike one. That one just misses in. 1-1. Upstairs, that misses for ball two. Adam Brooks back out for another inning of work. Blown into Abate.
Abate's been on base 3 times today. He singled in the second, walked his last 2 times up, scored a run in each of the 5th and 6th innings. It's a stolen base as well for the Cougars.
Taken for strike two. 3-2. Count goes full. Chopped. Brooks climbs the ladder for that chopper. Hauls it in, throws it over.
Good play by Brooks, too. That's a tough way to come down, too. He gives a little thumbs up to the Marlins dugout there to make sure he's okay. It's no really even space to land there when you're jumping off the mound, so good job by him to land and make that throw for the first out.
They'll bring up Holzefeld. Holzefeld 1 for 3. He has 3 RBIs in this one. Shift on here. And he hits one in the air to the outfield. Hammond backing up, tracks it, puts it away. 2 up, 2 down.
Ierado at bat next, doubled and scored in the second, flew out in the third, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 5th, and then had a 2-run single his last time up and was caught there at second base for the first out of the inning.
That one's inside.
Again, we were able to find out some more information about Ierado as we were curious about his number of at-bats or lack of at-bats. Came back from an injury on senior day there late in April and has played every game since, and a big part of the Cougars offense today for sure.
King comes in, tracks that one, puts it away. 3 up and 3 down. We'll head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Virginia Wesleyan will come to bat, trailing Misericordia 13-4 here at Peoples Bank Park in the Mid-Atlantic Regional. pitching change for Misericordia here as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Kyle Rogalski enters. He'll face number 19, Tyreek Campbell, a pinch hitter. He's hitting for Pilarski. First pitch from Rogalski in there for strike one. That one gets away from Smith. Ball one. Fouled back to the screen. Rogalski making his 6th appearance this year, I believe. That is correct. All out of the bullpen, 11 innings, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, a 2.45 earned run average. He's got an 0-1 record. That one's grounded down to third, thrown over by Jarema to retire Campbell. Campbell came into that at-bat with just 4 at-bats on the season. And he'll most likely, barring a comeback here, finish up 0 for 5 on the season. Brings up number 9, Zach Clark. Clark, 1 for 3 today. It's that one hard out to shortstop. Boylan bobbles it, but throws it across easily for the out. 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Brady Fallon, 2 for 3 in this one. Hit his solo home run after Clark hit a 2-run shot. Also singled in his last at-bat, grounded out his first time up.
Good job by Rogalski so far to get 2 ground balls. Coming in here in the 8th inning for Misericordia.
High pop up. The first baseman holds the foul in foul territory, and he puts that away. That's the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down. Just 9 pitches for Rogalski in the inning. And we'll head to the top of the 9th. Misericordia will bat leading 13-4 here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional. Steve Wisensee will lead it off here for Misericordia. Top of the 9th, they lead by 9, 13-4. Wisensee takes the first pitch, goes the other way to left field. Rounds first hard, but he'll take a long single. And then the throw back to the infield gets away. And Wisensee will jog into second. It'll be the 5th error here for Virginia Wesleyan. They'd played some great defense for a lot of this tournament and just, got a little sloppy here in this one, and it's really come back to bite them a little bit.
And despite the 5 errors, they probably have made the defensive play of the game on that double play that ended the 3rd inning for Misericordia. Or excuse me, the 4th inning.
Swung on and popped up back towards the screen. That'll get out of play.
Almost right to us.
And that's off the bat of Chad Bell. Bell pinch hitting here. He's a .305 hitter and 59 at bats. 28 games, 22 starts. He's pinch hitting for Ginta. Oh, and 2 on Bell. Adam Brooks out there. He grounds one out to third. The throw across. Obenauer gets him. Connor Smith will come up. He's had a good tournament for Misericordia, 2 for 3 in this one. Drove in a run on a squeeze play. That one gets away. The runner will head on down to third. And Wisensee will be 90 feet from home plate here with 2 outs. That's chopped out to shortstop, thrown across for the 2nd out. Wisensee scores.
Good job there by Wisensee to break with the ball there as he able to score. Make it a 10-run game for Misericordia.
Cole Bixler pinch hitting right now for Sean Lyons. Tries to hold up his swing. He goes around for the strike. Swung on and lined foul down the right field line.
It's pretty deep shadows across the outfield now, stretching towards Hammond there in center field. He's still in the sun, and of course the right fielder, Neese, still in the sun.
That's down and away.
Sorry, the lighting banks and the design of the field sort of makes some interesting shadows as the first baseman, Fallon, is in the shadows where he's playing, but King is so heavily in the sun, whereas the third baseman is also in the shadows there. So interesting kind of layout here.
That misses low. 2-2 the count. Popped foul and out of play. Good outing here in relief by Brooks. stem the tide a little bit here. Three and 2/3 innings, and he's needed just 27 pitches to get there.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
That one misses. Ball 3, full count.
Good at bat here by Bixler to come off the bench and test Brooks here late in the game, the top of the 9th here for Misericordia.
Swung on and grounded the other way through the hole into right field. Pinch single for Cole Bixler.
Sean Boylan will be up next for Misericordia. On base all 4 times today. Walked and scored in the 2nd. Hit by a pitch and scored in the 5th. Reached on an error in the 6th and scored, and then reached on an error in the 7th as well.
Bixler was a .255 hitter before that single, and he heads back to the dugout, lifted for pinch runner number 1, Dalton Emmerich. Sean Boylan ahead in the count 1-0. He walked, he was hit by a pitch, and he's twice reached on an error. Hit hard back up the middle. King scoops to Koosmal. Koosmal will just jog across the bag for the 3rd out. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Virginia Wesleyan, their last chance. They trail Misericordia 13-4 here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional. Obenauer leading it off here in the 9th. And Rogalski back out to finish it off for Misericordia. Swung on and lined out to right field. That'll land in front of Weisensee, and a leadoff single for Obenauer. His first hit of the night. Jordan Sprouse will step in.
First hit since the 6th inning for Virginia Wesleyan.
Jacob Tom and now Rogalski doing a great job of keeping Virginia Wesleyan from having a chance to get back in this one. Up to this point. Sprouse checks his swing. That's a strike. 1 for 3 today. Swung on and hit high in the air out to left field. Crossing on to the track is Emmerich. Emmerich stayed in the game to play left field.
Good play there by Emmerich to take off right as that ball was hit. And meet that there on the warning track. And one away here in the bottom of the ninth as Misericordia closes in tomorrow afternoon's championship round. Babson awaits.
Number 20, Billy Kerwian went out to second base for Iarato. Another defensive replacement. And Hammond will foul a pitch off. Strike one. That one taken inside for ball one. Ball two. Hammond 0 for 2 in this one.
Walked and scored a run in the third inning. First run of the game for the Marlins.
Scored twice in the day's first game, so that brings his total up to 3 runs scored for the day. That one called a strike. The 3-2 pitch swung on and chopped foul. Popped up foul and out of play. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Dion Hammond not happy about it. And that'll bring the lineup back to the top for Brandon Kusmal. Kusmal 1 for 4 in this one.
Looked like a decent pitch there to Hammond on the inside part of the plate. Tough one, certainly on the inside corner. If it got there, it looked okay from here, but again, our angle's not terrific. That's where the 3-1 pitch was called a strike too. So.
Kusmal takes in for ball one. Swung on and chopped foul. One the count. Lined hard into left field. No doubles defense here. And so no chance to get that one past Emmerich out there in left field. It'll just be a long single. Obenauer on second, Kusmal on first, 2 outs. Corey King up. Rogalski just needs 1 more out, and he'll send Misericordia on to the championship round tomorrow to face Babson. First pitch to King, he grounds it out to third, and racing to the bag is Jarema, and that'll do it. Misericordia eliminates Virginia Wesleyan with a 14-4 victory here in game number 13 of the Mid-Atlantic Regional here at Peoples Bank Park in York. So Misericordia tomorrow, Monday, 11 a.m., will face Babson in the first game of the day, Babson with a win will win the regional. If Misericordia wins, it'll force the if necessary game, the always popular if necessary game, at 4 p.m.
Certainly two of the more consistent teams that we've seen here all weekend will be playing on its final day as we go into Monday. So, you can have that argument with as many people as you want, but it feels to me as though the two of the more consistent teams that have played here over the past 4 days are playing on its final day. But credit Virginia Wesleyan coming back from that opening game loss to string together a couple of victories and work its way back the whole way up to have a chance to get back to that championship round. So, two good teams playing here today. And again, something we've talked about all weekend, you're finding the teams that are consistently there on the defensive side of the ball with the pitching staffs, and then they can hit as well. I think Misericordia putting on a pretty good clinic here on how to take advantage of big innings, not make too many mistakes in the field, and get some timely pitching as well.
Speaking of the timely pitching, Tom Jacob went 7 innings, 4 runs, 3 earned, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. He'll get the win. Rogalski, no save, but strong in relief, 2 innings, no runs, 2 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. At the dish for Misericordia, 2 hits for Jarema, Iorato, Wisensee, and Smith. Holzapple drove in 3. Abate walked twice, 2 RBIs each for Iorato, Ginta, and Smith. So pretty consistent offense there. Contributions from a lot of different players in the lineup.
Yep.
And move over to Virginia Wesleyan, starting with their offense. Koosmal, 2 hits and some great defense. Back-to-back home runs by Clark and Fallon. Clark's only hit was the 2-run homer. And Fallon added another base hit later. He finished with 2 hits. Misericordia only walked 1 batter. Dean Hammond drew a walk at some point in the game. The only walk issued by Jacob or Rogalski. On the mound for Virginia Wesleyan, Bay will take the loss. 4 innings, 8 runs, 6 of them were earned. 7 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Avery came on and pitched 1 inning, 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts. And then Brooks finished it off with 4 innings, allowed just 2 runs, 1 earned, 4 hits, no walks. And the only strikeout of the game for Virginia Wesleyan's pitching staff came via Brooks. So only 1 strikeout there. Sean Lyons struck out, and nobody else on Misericordia struck out at all. They just put the ball in play all day, and good things happened when they did.
And that's why those errors loom so large when you're talking about the 5 errors there from Virginia Wesleyan. You're having to contend with having that ball hit at you play after play after play. You're not getting a break. And you know what? They made some great, unbelievable plays. I mean, that King to Kuzma double play there was that was Sports Center worthy. But there's too many times there where the simple play probably didn't happen. But I can give credit for Virginia Wesleyan. They just did so many good things throughout this tournament to work back after that opening day loss. It's really easy after you lose 1 game to think, we can't lose again or we're going home. And they never thought that way, or so it appeared anyway. And they battle back and give themselves a chance and take out the number 2 team in the country in Rowan, too. That's something you'll look back on in a few days or a few weeks when you're thinking about the season and think, you know what, the number 2 team in the country was in the same position we were, and we beat them. I think that's something you can look back on and look at as well.
And a nice scene down there for them on the field right now. They grabbed their name out of that manual scoreboard, and they're holding it in front of a team photo that they'll take here at the regional just to remember this trip by. And they actually have some of the signs that some of the parents or fans brought kind of up in the stands so that those will be in the background. Clapping for the parents, the fans that are here to support them. Nice scene here as they leave. Misericordia survives. They'll play tomorrow, and it should be some great baseball between Babson and Misericordia tomorrow. Of course, Misericordia needs to win twice.
Yep. And we'll see what happens. I mean, we talked about it before. Which team would you rather be going into today? Would you rather be Virginia Wesleyan or Misericordia? Same thing tomorrow. Misericordia had to win twice, or excuse me, had to win right now to stay alive. They've played an elimination game now. Babson is not. So let's see who's ready to go. Who's getting tight in those big moments, or who's playing loose. I think that's a big thing for tomorrow. And Misericordia, you got to win the first one to get to the second one. So you kind of got to put it all out there. That's the advantage Babson has. They can sort of, hopefully for them, play looser in that first game because they've got one to spare, whereas Misericordia doesn't have that luxury. So they may have to pitch someone they don't want to in game one, or they may have to, pinch hit at a time they don't want to pinch hit, or things like that, whereas Babson can sort of relax. That's the advantage that they have. But, Misericordia has now played an elimination game, stared it down, and came away with a big victory here tonight. So maybe that gives them an advantage tomorrow that Babson's not thinking about.
Well, and we'll find out tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. when those two teams meet right here at Peoples Bank Park in the championship round of the 2018 Mid-Atlantic Regional. So we'll sign off for now, and we'll see you tomorrow for the championship rounds.